I'm gonna step away, but you can keep going.
Alright, David picks up the phone.
I'm out of earshot of everyone else now. Gonna go ahead and do that thing. Gonna go ahead and go to the hospital now.
Yeah, I'm about to head over there. We think we've figured out who our next police liaison is going to be.
The next head of the 114th.
No, we're moving a little bit higher up this time. The next head of the 114th, he's got a family. I don't want there to be a conflict of interest.
I understand that, but it's going higher up, going to give us the same amount of security. People higher up have a tendency to have less control over what's happening on the streets themselves, and someone above the district level might not really be able to give us a lot more of the security we need.
If it ends up being problematic, we could always then later get the new head of the 114th, but until then I think this is the better option.
And going to go ahead and Google him, right?
Yes, yeah.
You want to handle that?
Yeah, I'll handle it on my own. I think that it's pretty much necessary if I want to be able to directly interact with the police.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you need anything with that, and I'm gonna be sitting here. If you want to handle the hospital thing by yourself, that's fine. But if you want to check in by me, I'm staying around the front. Should be able to just come into my car, move it somewhere safe, so we won't be seen.
I'll probably handle it by myself unless I find anything worth noting.
Okay. Then also want to check his flat, Vargas's flat. Sounds like Isaac's not staying there. And going to want to get Marcus there to see about if any of his site will help with any of that.
Sure. I'm heading over to the hospital now.
Okay.
Later.
Bye.
And now we wait for Grimith to get back.
Which chat's broken for me again?
I don't know if the chat's not working because no one's saying anything.
Hey, Twitch chat. Are you alive? And if so, do you have any questions for us?
I may have pissed him off on music.
I don't know, did you all see my comment?
I can't see shit now. It's just being permanent loading.
You fixed that by logging out of Twitch and relogging back in.
Yeah, I did that already.
You mean you were talking about how presence is easier to learn for Marcus than it is for our aspects to be learned by Byron?
No, I just typed, is this thing on? Just while you were talking before, so if it didn't show up, it's probably broken.
No, the Twitch chat is broken.
Again.
I secretly think it was because I was listening to Eminem.
But Eminem has some songs.
As long as it's not Slim Shady. That was played so much, it's on my list of songs I never want to hear again.
I was
Which is too
listening
bad
to like
because it
Collapse.
actually was a pretty good one.
Well, yeah,
But yeah,
let's
it was
say
definitely
Poison Every
overplayed.
Rose Has Its Thorn. You know, it's just not a bad song, just heard of way too much.
Agreed, way overplayed.
So yeah, I think the chat is down.
We didn't need them. It's okay.
You know, Dominique should have been a congressman. Then every time someone refers to him, it'll sound like they're stuttering. See, this is what happens when chat's down. I got nothing.
We got nothing. Well, we're gonna have to imagine some questions they would talk to us about. I got none.
No, Roy Duffert is not secretly Sabat. You shut up with that, chat.
We all know that Byron is secretly Sabat.
Wait, it's supposed to be a secret?
Sorry about that, I'm back.
It's all good. David is now en route to the hospital.
Okay. In that case, David Greed arrives at the hospital.
Alright, yeah, he's gonna go straight in. He's not gonna bother talking to Joseph.
Alright, he's gonna go straight in unobfuscated.
David's always obfuscated when he's out in public.
Right. So, the building, by the way, is a rather simple, like, brick affair, like 5 stories, got a parking garage nearby. It's just, it's not a big hospital.
Right.
But there are definitely gonna be cameras. All the same, David makes it into the hospital. Without event.
Well, as long as David doesn't appear too obvious on the cameras, he shouldn't be tagged by security or anything like that.
Right. Obfuscate, of course, as you would know, Aaron, does have a limited range, but, you know, he's not going to have any problems.
Well, isn't it less limited range and more that just that it doesn't work through other mediums?
Like, it will work through, like, cameras.
Oh.
Yeah, it does.
It'll work through cameras, but if someone reviews the footage afterwards, then they'll see it.
Right, so they have reason to review it. Goddamn phone. Fuck.
Alright, well then, David will do his best to, keep his pace and posture and all that normal based on what he would be looking for someone suspicious.
Methinks Grimith had to off and do something again.
Sorry about that. I'm fine now. Fucking phone. We're good. So anything you might have talked about, it's out the window. I didn't hear it.
Well, that's a relief.
Indeed.
You don't want to know some of the shit I said.
Let's try this again, goddammit. You're in the front area lobby of the hospital. As it turns out, it's pretty busy, quiet, and occupied. Given how it's like 2 in the morning now.
Alright, well, I did mention that David's going to do his best to keep his posture, gait, and all of that unremarkable based on what he would look for if he were to review footage.
All right.
And, aside from that, he's just gonna go straight on down to the, morgue.
All right. David Green arrives without incident at the morgue.
Alright, he's, well, first he's gonna look around to see if there's anyone down there.
Well, for the morgue, I'm gonna fucking chokeslam everyone. I swear to fucking God. What the fuck do you want from me? What? What are your secrets? Reveal them to me, phone!
Are you happy with your long-distance provider?
I'll be right fucking back. God damn it.
And, so that's how David became a, full-time member of the Sabbat. But, on the down low, of course. Any questions? Comments? Criticisms?
Yeah, so
Yes,
how
can you
did you
go to the
get
part-
past the Mind Flayer?
Right, so, as everyone knows, the secrets of flesh crafting came from the Mind Flayers because, organic psi-tech and all that. And the Samitsi are really just Mind Flayers who have changed their faces around. Any other questions?
What is your opinion on the current state of the economy?
It could be better, but, I guess poor people have to have a little bit of money. But, ideally, someday, the rich people will have all of the money. All of it. Any other questions?
What is the internet?
The internet is what we in the industry like to call a porn engine. It produces a sort of economic magic that's fueled entirely by pornography and a sort of arcanosexual effect.
So it's pretty much to keep the hoi polloi that just have barely enough money to live, not satisfied and happy with their existence, so they don't rise up and overthrow us.
No, it's literally magic powered by sex.
Okay.
But we felt that masturbation was a lot more accessible on a large and regular scale than actual sex was. And thus far, we've been correct.
Good to know.
And the
So
questions?
everyone, anyone, what is the current state of your tag team with Marcus Paulson? Are you guys going to the tag team championship?
Like, are we talking about, like, an Eiffel Tower here, or did I just take this in a typically weird direction?
Go on.
Eiffel Tower, high five.
Dear Diary, the guy was very, very sexual. ...
So is that a no?
If I receive any more bad news today, I'm gonna hurt someone. Alright. No, Aaron, it does not seem that anyone is outside the exterior of the morgue.
And does the door have like a little window on it that I can speak in?
Sure does. No one's in there. Door is locked.
Alright, let's try and pick this motherfucker.
Okay, go ahead and give me a dexterity plus larceny at difficulty 6.
Oh, and let's see, I should have marked my blood 3 points down when I filled up that thermos.
Yep.
And would precise apply here?
How would precise apply?
He has precise motions and hands, which is important for maneuvering tumblers with picks.
Sure.
Five successes.
Door opens in like 4 seconds.
That thing only had like 3 tumblers! Alright, he's going to try and find the drawer where they're keeping Vargas.
Yep, that's done just fine and just easily, and pull out one of the cold slabs in the refrigerator, and there lies the dead body of David's sort of friend.
Well, David's going to frown and start checking Vargas for any material evidence and any signs of foul play that he would know with his limited medical knowledge.
Okay, give me a perception plus medicine at difficulty 6.
Okay, and trained observer would not apply here, correct?
I don't think so, no.
So that's 3 successes.
The 3 successes, despite David Green's limited medical knowledge, he sort of knows what to look for. The body's, obviously he's been dead for over a day now. It's looked better. But checking through, the exterior of the body, there's no gunshot wounds, there's no stab wounds, no pinpricks of needles. Nothing on the exterior surface that would denote that he's been injected or harmed in some way that would cause his life to have been ended. Everything that happened, it, must have been internal, and, there's the high suspicion that given the fact that Isaac himself suffered 3 heart attacks, that he died of a heart attack.
Any blackening of the lips or tongue, any ruptured blood vessels in the eye?
No. His current state is consistent with, him being dead for over a day.
Alright. Well, no, I mean, the blackening of the lips or tongue, that tends to be a sort of necrosis that occurs when someone gets poisoned.
Right.
And the rupturing of blood vessels in the eye is something that often happens when someone has
Like strangulation, yeah.
Or strangulation, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that involves irregular blood flow, really.
His outward symptoms, like a time of death, appear to be consistent with him having suffered from a heart attack and that leading to his death.
Alright. Well, that's really everything that David wanted to do with him today, especially since he apparently hasn't had his autopsy done yet. So, now David is going to exfiltrate.
Okay. Just go ahead and give me a dexterity plus stealth at difficulty 4.
Well, it's not a botch.
Not a botch. David undergoes the humiliation of not noticing that caution wet floor sign until he puts a foot right on the wet tile and goes falling on his ass.
Doe.
Doesn't sustain any damage. There's no one around to have noticed it or heard the thud. So David's safe to get up and continue exfiltrating.
But now with a wet ass.
Now with a wet ass.
Wonderful. But yeah, David will head on out and see if Joseph is still waiting out there in his car.
Yeah.
Alright, then David's going to climb on into the passenger seat.
When door opens and then closes, Joseph will drive away.
Well, no, I mean, I think that as soon as the door opens, that draws enough attention to break, obviously.
Yeah.
It all looks consistent with a heart attack, from what I can tell. Certainly no signs of violent end or poisoning or anything like that.
Yeah, but few decades ago that would have reassured me. Doesn't quite do so much anymore.
Yeah, I mean, magic could still be involved.
Really want to check out his apartment and see if Marcus can get anything from that.
Do we have time for that tonight?
I'll check the time.
Looks like by the time David exfiltrated, you're looking at about 2:30 in the morning now.
It's your call whether or not there's enough time. Assuming Marcus is still at the States building.
All right, let's swing by Astoria Estates. We'll see if Marcus is interested in doing it tonight.
Joseph will make his way straight there.
Marcus is probably still in there with Byron. No, you gotta breathe through your nose, not through your mouth.
Oh, it's been a while. I'm out of practice.
It's like you don't want to know how to smell things again. Oh, hello, Joseph.
Hey, wonder if I could get you for a little while.
Me?
Yeah, I want to check out Vargas's place, and you'd probably be most apt at finding if there was anything not quite mundane happening.
All right. You think you got the basics now, Byron, or am I going to have to come back here and help you out some more?
I'll work on it. If I got any questions, I'll ask you later.
All right. Sure, I got time. I haven't done anything tonight anyways besides look through papers and make sure Byron can smell.
Time for some B&E.
Well, Joseph will get in the car, and assuming David's coming with him still, go straight there.
All right. The loft is part of a building that's about, 6, 7 stories tall. Vargas is actually, he doesn't live on the top floor. He lives on the 5th floor. Looks pretty desolate in terms of activity, considering, how it's approaching, close to 3 a.m., but not 3 a.m. itself. Closer to 3 a.m. than it is to 2:30. You're basically looking at a situation where practically no one's active. I mean, we are looking at a Wednesday morning now. It's hump day now, and people they're not going to go out and party. Just trying to get some Z's in before they have to work for the man. the sort of journey up there, there isn't any sort of like, crazy, front area security. Obviously, there might be a few cameras about with a security room as well, but there's no like constant attention to that. And sort of without incident, you make it up to the 5th floor, where Vargas's apartment is.
Now I'm gonna guess the door's locked.
You check the door, it's locked.
Alright, I'm going to check in the obvious places for a hidden key in case it gets locked out.
Alright, give me a perception plus larceny. Difficulty 5. There's not a whole lot of places that a key could be hiding right here inside a building.
It's not a botch.
David Green does not find a key.
Marcus will look around for things as well. I mean, he's probably not gonna... I might have a chance of botching here myself.
Do you have points in investigation?
Yeah, I have
rather,
investigation and in larceny.
Alright,
Okay.
in that case, it's going to be a perception plus larceny and difficulty 5 for you.
Yeah, while they're doing this, Joseph's gonna
3
copy-
successes.
3 successes, there's no spare key out here. It might have very well been given to Isaac.
Right, that makes sense.
Well, I can't find spare key.
And his brother's definitely not staying here tonight, right?
That was the impression he gave me.
Because I really don't want to have to erase someone's memory. Or have Byron do it, that is.
Marcus, as it turns out, you're being very observant and astute. Perhaps the training with the Auspex has your heightened senses on. You can hear what sounds like faint sobbing coming from inside the apartment.
Guys, someone's crying on the inside.
Is that like some sort of, like commentary on like vampires?
But guys,
It's
someone's
Byron.
crying on the
Byron's crying.
inside.
He's left all alone.
Aren't we all?
What, inside the apartment?
Yep.
Then, yeah, I don't think we should be going in there.
Well, there might be evidence to what happened to him in there.
Could literally just knock and ask around. I think I got a decent enough rapport with Isaac to at least get us a foot in the door.
I mean, you're still dressed like a cop, right?
Yep, he's still wearing his blues.
Yeah, don't get caught by another cop wearing that. That's a felony, I think.
No, he's actually retired. He can wear his old uniform as long as he doesn't present himself as being active.
That's right,
But
and since Joseph Chung's, attempt at trying to die ended up failing, unfortunately, he's still pretty much active, so it's fine. Well, retired, but he's alive.
I mean, Marcus, I'll just go down the end of the hallway and you talk to her and see what happens. Or you can talk to her, then I can awe her or whatever.
Talk to who?
The person inside. I'm assuming it's a woman.
I'm assuming it's his
wearing
brother.
crack. Apparently only wearing... Whatever. Joseph's going to look at David till he obfuscates.
David vanishes. Or
And
David ducks behind a corner and then vanishes.
and then gonna knock on the door.
There's a long pause, and you hear a distressed voice call out, "Who is it?"
Isaac? It's me, Joseph, a friend of Vargas's we met earlier.
Oh. There's a series of locks, the chain being removed and the deadbolt being turned, the normal lock, and Isaac ends up opening the door.
I came by wanting to check on you. Didn't know if you were going to be here.
Oh, I'm not sleeping here. I just thought I'd yeah.
You want
His
to,
eyes are red. He looks a little embarrassed.
yeah, it, it's, it's okay. If you want to get out of here now and go somewhere you want to get a drink or something.
uh, yeah, yeah, but I mean, what kind of place is open at? Oh, I guess this is the city that never sleeps. All right, just let me get my key. Isaac retreats back into the room long enough to get his keys, and then he returns to the door.
While he's retreating,
Okay.
Joseph will wave Marcus off.
Marcus is like, okay, he'll walk off somewhere away.
Oh, after Joseph does that, Isaac will return with his keys.
Joseph will take him out somewhere.
All right. Isaac makes sure to close the door and lock it behind him, the deadbolt and the normal knob lock, and he'll follow along with Joseph. Leaving the apartment unguarded.
David,
Yeah.
Practically
You want,
impossible to hear you again, David. Aaron, rather.
Sorry, I accidentally put up my mic. Or I put up my mic and accidentally forgot to put it back down again.
All right. We're cool now.
do you know how to open deadbolt?
I mean, I can pick a lock.
Well, see how good you are.
Let's see how good he are.
That's right. Give me a dexterity plus larceny and difficulty 7.
Also, I just remembered that I forgot to include my celerity before when I was doing the stealth.
Ah. Oh well. Even more humiliating for how you fell on your ass.
And precise doesn't apply here, of course.
Right. If it applied for the last lock, it's going to apply for this lock.
Boom, motherfucker.
5 successes. This door opens in 7 seconds instead of the 4 in the morgue.
So David crouches down a little bit. You hear a fiddling and then click.
There's still the chain.
No chain. If there's no one inside, why would he make the chain?
How would
Touche.
you do the chain?
I was assuming the worst.
I mean, that'd be some wizard shit right there.
Maybe, Deputy Inspector Mikhail would have known how to do something creepy like that, but not his half-brother, who isn't trained in law enforcement.
I mean, I'm sure that David could break his arm in just the right way to reach around and undo it. Anyway, so David heads in and says, "Okay, let's do this nice and quick. See if we can find anything, and head out if we can't."
All right.
Okay.
And then David's going to pick the place over for anything that seems suspicious.
Alright. So you're just looking for anything that might be unusual in the Deputy Inspector's apartment?
Especially
Basically.
anything that might have related in any way to his death.
Okay.
Or to a death.
Each of you give me... this place apparently has been cleaned recently since he died on his living room. Left a big mess on the carpet of just, when someone goes into a near-death state where they fall over and have a heart attack. Things get knocked over. You might lose control of your bodily functions. The carpet has been steam cleaned and other things recently. Give me a perception plus investigation at difficulty 8, each of you.
Not a botch. Not a botch.
This is perception plus investigation, right?
Yes, sir.
And trained observer, of course, applies here.
Sure. Oh.
Yeah, look how well I rolled.
Oh. Oh.
Wait, did you say difficulty 8?
Difficulty 8.
Yeah. Look at who just botched that.
Oh.
This guy.
Oh. Oh, alright. David Green is firmly convinced. I mean, Marcus and David together can find, places where the Deputy Inspector had concealed firearms that, would not have been part of, police issue. You have, a pistol there sequestered underneath the pillow of the master bedroom. There's apparently a shotgun in the bathroom closet. He's got a submachine gun in the freezer. Vargas did not fuck around with his own personal security.
Can you blame him? There's a bunch of fucking monsters running around.
Yeah. Apparently, the stories of what happened, to David and the whole vampiric shit thing. Also end up finding some other interesting things. Apparently, whenever Vargas ended up cooking, perhaps his food tasted horrible because he used a lot of garlic. The kitchen smells wonderfully like garlic. If anyone were sensitive to garlic, that might cause them to run away screaming in terror. But neither of you are. You don't even have to breathe. Beyond that, it looks like the carpet's been cleaned recently, but he was found in the living room by his brother. And matter of fact, perhaps the Isaac is sort of like, a neat freak in that instance, for things have been tidied and straightened up and dusted quite recently. Some living signs of the guest bedroom. There are some photos and pictures of Mikhail, and a few of them of Mikhail and Isaac laid out on the bedroom bed, as well as the floor. Beyond that, though, nothing seems out of the ordinary. There's some expiring cheese in the refrigerator, but it.
The cheese must have killed him. No, but I mean, so it doesn't look like there's any real signs of foul play.
Uh-uh. Not to Marcus, and definitely not to David.
Then, I guess it's time to go.
Okay, you can go. Fucking phone. I'll be right back.
Man, I'm a little bummed that Pirate couldn't go there and run away screaming from garlic.
Yeah, I'm a little bummed about that too.
I'm a little bit that I was the only one to get a success on the entire investigation roll. I guess Mark is just more perceptive than David is right now. So it looks like Vargas died of natural causes. I mean, the only way we'll be certain is if we see the autopsy report.
No, that really won't make us certain either. It could very well just be someone with an ability that'll give them the ability to give someone a heart attack.
It could be presence too. I mean, with dreadful gaze or whatever, you scare someone enough, they could have a heart attack just naturally. So.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of different ways that vampires can give mortals heart attacks.
Yeah, they're only kind after all. Who cares? I mean, look at them funny. They roll over and die.
See, saying shit like that makes David feel the need to keep an eye on you.
Saying shit like that gives Joseph makes him feel the need to keep a stake in you.
I mean, that's pretty much the same thing.
Byron doesn't say these things out loud. What are you talking about? He's a political guy. He just smiles and it's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
I really need a Saturday do-over. God, can I like load game to before Saturday started?
I've said it before and I'll say it again. One superpower that I would fucking love are save points. Tell me you wouldn't fucking love that.
So long as the seed changed on reload. So it wasn't the same thing.
Well, you know what they
Well, I mean,
say.
even if it's the same, at least you'll be, better prepared for it.
Well, some things you just aren't prepared for. All right.
One of my friends used to say, Jesus saves, but he doesn't reload.
That's dumb.
David and Marcus, you are able to leave the apartment without any problems. Joseph, where did you end up taking Isaac? Like some coffee shop or like a Waffle House or a Huddle House or
Yeah,
Krispy Kreme somewhere?
Yeah, yeah. He immediately he's back in uniform, so I immediately drive to a Krispy Kreme. He even manages to eat one before forgetting, before remembering he can't eat anymore. Throws up everywhere. But no, he'll take him to like a Waffle House, something coffee, something not drinks.
Okay. Just saying, Joseph, and will end up like getting like a few looks given the fact that, he's pale. He looks like a corpse. Isaac, for his part, he doesn't really seem to focus or much pay attention to that. He's too distraught to really focus on how you look. And your time is basically filled with more, anecdotes of Isaac and Mikhail. Apparently, Mikhail, he liked to go fishing, and he was very proficient with firearms. So sometimes things were shot.
Like fish.
Well, apparently there was this one time they actually, they tried this, just for a thrill. They have some distant family who lives down at Louisiana. They joined them and went gator hunting for a little.
But have they ever been dynamite fishing?
Yeah, that said, Joseph is going to be keeping a good eye on the time, and to get out of it, he's going to tell Isaac that he really should be getting some rest if he hasn't slept tonight, and it doesn't look like he has.
Nah, he definitely looks like he's taking the loss of his half brother pretty hard. I think it's about that time. Isaac will say, you're right. You're right. I'm gonna go back to the hotel, I guess.
If it's not too far away, Joseph will drive him and then go back.
Yeah, sure. It's just some sort of local place in Astoria. Not a problem. Isaac thanks Joseph for the time and the distraction before he leaves.
And everyone at the apartment's pretty much finished with their investigations, so I think we're pretty much just going to, lock up and head out.
All right. Sounds fine to me.
I guess everyone gathers up and we go back to Astoria Estates to tell everyone our findings.
I mean, what time is it exactly, and when is sunrise supposed to be?
The current time is, looking at the clock, appears to be 3:53 in the morning. Sunrise is going to be in a little over 2 hours.
Okay, then yeah, sure, let's all meet up at Astoria Estates.
You get there, Byron is still practicing trying to smell.
No, I think Byron smells a lot.
He needs a shower.
I don't think anyone Marcus here can tell how anyone else. Let me just say, David, whatever you're using for your body wash, change it.
How rude.
But anyways, we couldn't find anything in Vargas's apartment to suggest it was anything if not a natural death.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. It seems that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know many people that want him dead.
I mean, it might have been an attack against us, just like the evictions, the apartment bombings, but yeah.
So until we can get the autopsy report from Vargas, which I don't know what's going on that front, it seems like he died of natural causes.
Yeah, it looks that way.
We should probably be more worried about the commissioner, Mr. Dominic Grisman.
Yeah, I agree. Once the autopsy's done, I'll sneak in there and find the report. It's never really gets easier to lose a friend.
I mean, we can still look into it later, but for now, unfortunately, this looks like our friend and ally died of natural causes.
Yep, as you say,
I
nothing more than to move forward.
I can't help but wonder if that would have happened if we just schooled him.
Well, the heart attack probably wouldn't have happened.
None of you can really think of any ghouls who died of heart attacks.
Right.
And they're pretty resistant to poison and stuff like that.
Alright, well, I'm going to head back to my place now. Let's meet here first thing tomorrow to, unless you want to talk about how we're going to handle the commissioner situation right now.
I thought the plan was... Yeah, let's talk about the plan, I guess.
Alright, well, I'm thinking that tomorrow we should scope his place out. I want to find out if he's got any security systems. I want to see if he goes anywhere during the night. I don't want to be surprised by anything while we're doing this because it could take a little while.
Makes sense, I guess.
It seems to me that you might not want many people there for the first reconnoitering. More people just make more chance of being seen.
Oh, absolutely. I was thinking that it would just be me. Maybe Joseph.
Right. So I guess in that case, well, Joseph is right near there. So I don't know. Maybe you should just do that and call us up if you need us to come by there.
All right, sounds like a plan. I'll call Joseph and figure it all out.
Okay.
And
Just do a little bit
Dave's
more.
gonna go ahead.
Marcus was just going to say, Byron, we can just spend the rest of the night making it so you can finish up specs of it.
Yeah, and I figure tomorrow we might want to just meet down at Joseph's church. And so if they call us, we're close by. Unless you got something better to do tomorrow.
Nope. So David's now going to call Joseph.
Hello?
Hey, I've got our next target for our next police liaison, or I've got our target for our next police liaison. It's the commissioner. He's got an office in downtown Flushing. I was hoping that you'd come and help me scope the place out tomorrow so that we could figure out what our avenue of approach is going to be.
Sure.
I'll stop by your church tomorrow night.
Okay, bye.
Click.
Marina. Okay, I guess we go off to our normal things for the rest of the night.
Okay, normal things are done. And eventually you all, I imagine, at some point end up returning to your havens?
Yep.
Yeah.
I want all of you to give me a sight-based perception plus alertness at difficulty 6.
3 success.
There you go. Big old botch.
That's
Does trained observer apply?
Sure.
3 successes unless tactical applies, in which case it's 4.
Sure. Alright. Byron, returns to his fucking haven, sleeps like a goddamn baby. No problems for him.
Really? I thought that he more slept like a corpse. Unless,
nah, he's like a baby.
you're
He's
making
been
like
invigorated.
I was going to say, are you making a really morbid joke about babies?
No,
His thing with breathing, now he's breathing in his sleep.
that's right. He's testing it out.
Guys, I think we need to get here. Byron has achieved Golconda. He has become human.
Now, as for everyone else, you've returned, except for David. David, you're trained observer, capable and gifted, and you also know, being very familiar and paranoid about things, what the exterior of your haven looks like, which is why whenever you approach from a distance and see that there are several significant dents in the front door of your haven, that something might be amiss. Almost as if something tried to batter it down, and failed.
Well, at least there's that. Alright, well, if it failed, David's going to go in the, one of the back ways.
Alright, that's certainly fine.
The entrance that opens up a couple of blocks from here that, goes through the old maintenance tunnels.
Okay, David does just that.
Alright, the interior, anything disturbed? Anything, amiss?
Well, any alarms that you might have had perhaps pertaining to something slamming into the front door, they've been triggered.
Right.
That's a miss. Beyond that, it doesn't look like anything's inside your haven, or, and anything, has disturbed in the interior of it.
Okay. Well then, David's going to, review the footage of this past night of the, front camera of his haven.
Okay. Sometime, around, it seems like 2:33 in the morning, and lasting for about a minute. It seems to it's not exactly like a well-lit locale anyway, but breaking out from the ground rather innocuously is an appendage and a protrusion. Looks about like 20-25 feet long. It can only best be described as some sort of glowing red-purple tentacle with slime and blood dripping from the exterior. It proceeded without preamble to lash around rather violently, striking at your door. Seems about 9-10 times. And then, suddenly, without any other preamble, it just disappeared back into the ground.
So, how's that, warehouse search with Evelyn going? Any progress on that front?
Evelyn would have left you a series of messages noting, she hasn't found anything suitable for you. Like, she sort of had some difficulty with, like, the parameters anyway. She hasn't found anything that she thought that you might want. But she's also been, pretty worked out with, trying to oversee Astoria Estates and managing finances with the Majestic. A significant amount of that money going to the Majestic and everything.
Right, no, I totally get that. I'm not trying to, pull her priorities away from anything.
I mean, certainly, though, there's gonna be, abandoned warehouses. I mean, she's just looking at, like, a realtor list.
Right. Alright, well, David is going to make a group call to everyone.
Hello?
Yeah, there's going to be a change of plans. We're not going to be doing that tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
Something happened?
Yeah, I have a video. You're going to need to see this to believe it. But, I think that my haven's been compromised.
Huh, lovely.
By who?
What? By what? And, I don't know. I've got the video.
Okay, well, it's a little bit late, so I guess we'll meet up tomorrow.
Right, I'm still gonna sleep here today, and if you three don't hear from me tomorrow night, well, bye.
Okay. See you there.
Click.
Look.
Joseph will immediately start checking around his church.
Paranoia set in.
What's Joseph Chung looking for? Like
He
rats?
doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Okay, give me a Perception plus Investigation at difficulty 6, Joseph. Everything seems fine. You haven't spotted any crazy ghoul rats or cockroaches again after that other one. And, no nefarious, manifestations of evil and despair. Looks like your church.
Byron will check his poison traps or whatever, see if any of them have been eaten or disturbed.
Nope. Haven't been touched.
I'll go to sleep.
Marcus gets a little bit paranoid and checks around the haunted Majestic, which has been so unhaunted lately. He doesn't know what he's looking for either.
You know, if you can give me a perception plus investigation at difficulty 6 then. See if anything might have been disturbed. No.
Successes?
David did a pretty good job with cleaning up after that last mess that happened. I mean, definitely wind can still funnel through here, and obviously your own passage is going to move some things, but doesn't look like anything else might have disturbed it.
Well, I guess I'm going to with that.
Okay. Sunrise comes at, let's see, at 6:07 in the morning. Woo! Day passes. None of you are disturbed in your havens. And the sun ends up setting at 7:43 p.m., roughly about 4 hours later. 4 of you awaken, subtracting a point of blood in the process.
Was not killed in my sleep.
Marcus!
Spoke too soon.
There's a little, you're sensitive enough for this. You rolled well. There's a little tickle in the back of your head. Sort of like what happened in the situation where the roars you ended up hearing from the snow man beast flesh the thing, how it could apparently only communicate through a way that was only detectable by your awareness or what have you. It seems what you hear is very faint and very light feminine giggling. It lasts for 2 seconds, and then it dissipates.
I'm gonna look around the Majestic again to make sure nothing is afoot.
Only Marcus appears to be afoot.
Okay,
Good.
but is there anything at hand?
And you others, your awakening rituals are uneventful. You may go about your nights.
Marcus is gonna call Everett. Is gonna call David.
David answers.
Okay, so you know that you talked about how your haven was almost broken into last night.
Right.
I heard giggling when I woke up today. Like
Let's,
a feminine giggle.
I'll get in contact with the others. Let's all meet at Astoria Estates.
Okie dokie.
David calls up Joseph and Byron.
Hello, hello.
Let's all meet at Astoria Estates tonight. I've got that tape, and Marcus apparently has something tickling his spidey sense.
Huh. All right. Be right there.
Joseph will get into his blues and go.
Okay. And through the passage of time, your characters arrive at Astoria Estates without further incident.
David's going to try and find a VCR.
Doable.
And then he'll put the tape in, track to the right point in the tape, and get ready to play for everyone.
All
Once
right.
everyone settles in. Is everyone settled in?
I'll sit and watch this thing.
Alright, well, David will play the tape for them. The relevant portion.
Okay. It only lasts for about 73 seconds. This thing breaking out of the ground and without preamble beginning to slam repeatedly into this door that comprises the initial front door security of the Nosferatu. And then it suddenly dissipates back into the ground.
And by dissipate, do you mean like retract or like melt?
It retracts.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how well the cameras are angled to cover the ground, but it seems like the ground reverts to its normal self to cover its passage.
Okay, what the fuck is that?
And as I described, about some sort of like fleshy appendage, 20 to 25 feet long, red and purple skin coloring, I guess you could say. It has some suckers on one end, drips of slime and blood. And it appears to be quite strong, although not so strong that it managed to break through David's Haven door in 73 seconds.
So, does that or does that not remind you of how Frosty's arm came out of the ground?
Indeed. So are we talking about a giant Frosty, or what was that?
Well, it looks like it's more like a squid or something. Anyway, Marcus, go ahead and tell them what you told me.
And when I woke this morning, I got that feeling that Auspex, let's just get that feeling that says, hey, something bad's happening, you know, with Auspex. And I heard feminine giggling for all about 2 seconds, and then it just vanished. I went through the entire Majestic again, found nothing. Nothing different. Nothing at all.
Well, this is definitely disconcerting, but what can we do about it? I mean, obviously, David, you might want to change your haven, but you're already on top of that, so what else is there?
I don't know, maybe we could talk to Theo?
Is Theo even in the city still?
As far as any of you know, yeah. As his mission objective was to remain in the city until the next prince took over. Because apparently the kindred here need a babysitter. Justicar's orders.
Suppose
Yeah,
we could show it Theo, but I don't know what he could do.
at least to give him information. That's, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what sort of investigations he's involved in, and we don't know if he could tell us something about this. I don't know. Honestly, all of this really magical stuff is kind of over my head.
Okay, well, I guess we can go over and drop it off. Do we all want to go, or how many do you think? I mean, I don't know, just let it trail off. Now, I guess what I'm saying is gonna go look at that police commissioner's house, David.
No, I'm
We
not.
might be able to do it
I'm not doing that
concurrently.
tonight. I got other
All right.
things I got to take care of now. My haven's been compromised.
Did you want me to go ahead and take care of the getting someone secure for us?
Sorry, I didn't actually catch that.
Did you want me to go ahead and take care of getting someone in the police secured for us?
No. I mean, go ahead and scope out the commissioner tonight if you want, but I think he's our man.
All right. Well, that leaves you and me, Marcus, if we want to go talk to Theo.
We need to, someone needs to show, so we need to show someone this video, because I don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah, I also want to show it to the Nosferatu, see if they know anything.
Well, it's possibly doable to make if we have 2 VCRs here, maybe we can make another recording of it. Although Byron doesn't know how.
I was thinking more along the lines of go show it to Theo, then I go swing by the Nosferatu.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought you were going to deal with your Haven. But yeah, okay, all 3 of us can go.
Joseph's going to give a little look to Marcus.
What, Joseph?
Theo, not exactly in a great mood, if you'll remember.
Yeah. So, what do you want me to do?
Just reminding you. That said, if you guys are going to do that, then I've got some things I want to check out.
All right, I guess we all hop on in Joseph's car and go to Madison Square Garden.
Wait, didn't I just say I had some things? If you're going to go do that, I have some things I want to go check out.
I assumed you meant there as well. My bad.
Oh, no.
No,
Sorry.
you are our personal taxi.
I learned to drive in this lab. I know how rain feels.
The guy who has the car and knows how to drive always ends up ferrying his friends around.
True story. So, David's gonna go take the subway.
Yeah, as will Byron.
I guess Marcus will follow along as well.
Joseph's gonna go look up Dufford.
Oh, the what?
The new chief of the 114th.
Ah. Roy Dufford. Okay, what are you looking up here?
I'm getting into conduit. If just looking for a phone number, if can't, just walking straight in.
Certainly you can walk into the 114th precinct, yeah?
If he can't find a number when he walks in or before he walks in, he is going to blush up.
No, he can't find a number. Perhaps, with the new replacement and everything, they haven't updated the webpage.
Yeah, so he'll blush up and just walk straight in.
Okay. The 114th precinct is not exactly active at this time of day. It being, we'll say it took you some time to travel here, took you some time to put on your clothes, talk to the Astoria stage. We'll say about 12:25 in the morning. As such, I mean, you can certainly get inside the front door. There's not a whole lot of activity, and you're going to have to figure a way to sort of try to convince yourself that, or convince anyone listening that you're allowed to just walk through. Who knows how many criminals have tried to wear police blues to get past security?
Well, Joseph's got his old ID. He's legitimate. I mean,
Right.
well, as legitimate as can be. He probably can't get into anywhere secure, but
Right.
walking in.
You just have the question of, what a retired police officer, what sort of brings him here to the 114th precinct?
Depends on who's asking.
Well, you'd actually end up having a clerk who actually turns out to be a cop in uniform, perhaps someone who had been busted down to oversee the lobby here during the early morning hours for punishment for something. Nice kid, young kid.
Joseph's gonna smile, sort of a plain nice guy. Didn't tell him that he was in contact with Vargas about some of the stuff that was happening in Astoria, some of the problems with Astoria Estates and things like that, and possible connections to and some possible sorry connections to that bombing long ago, and he's having to check in on that, and Vargas had the paperwork, and the only person he knows who would have that paperwork now is the new district. What is he called? What's his official title?
Deputy Inspector.
Deputy Inspector.
The kid nods along, sort of, a bit confused and conflicted. At that moment, you hear an older, gruffer voice behind you that says, "So you were hoping to get in contact with the Deputy Inspector, then?" And turning around, you end up seeing a man who appears to be in his mid-40s. Definitely looks like he's managed to still keep himself in shape all this time. He's got a musculature behind his work clothes. He's also got some scarring on his face, given the former military service that he had. Perhaps looking at it a bit, scrutinizing his face, they look like knife wounds, sort of lacerating around his left eye and going down his left cheek. He's actually he's wearing suspenders, which is a curious affectation, but it's the late 90s. He's a police officer. It works.
Yeah, I was.
You're looking at him, Deputy Inspector Dufford. Can I help you?
Joseph Chung.
He gives you a once-over, looking at the clothes you're wearing. Retired.
Yes, a while ago.
I see. Come with me. We can speak in my office.
Joseph will follow him.
And the Deputy Inspector leads you to the office, which once upon a time had served as Mikhail Vargas's office. There are some cardboard boxes. It seems that Roy here has not fully transferred everything into the room. It's closed off from everywhere else. Not like there's a whole lot of activity happening anyway, but there's still obviously some officers on duty, given the fact that, police station, crime, kind of important. Please sit down. The chairs are metallic with small cushions and not exactly comfortable.
Joseph will sit down, smile.
Roy sits down behind his desk. So, friend of Vargas's, huh?
Yes, Vargas was actually more a friend of a friend, but that friend very rarely gets out in public nowadays.
Is this investigation that was happening something that's on the books, something that's going to be documented here in all of these papers that he left behind?
Yes, there's sure to be some kind of documentation on those somewhere. That said, some of it was a bit more of just a personal request for him to be checking things out for us. Vargas had a deal with with me and my friends to make sure that we own as the Astoria Estates, and we gave him information, things like that, anything that could be used in keeping Astoria a safe place to live, good for the people. In return, if we needed some things especially investigated, we could ask him.
This we, who are you?
Me and three of my friends, the friends who own Astoria Estates.
I see. And he gets a sudden phone call, which he's going to step away to answer as I step away to answer.
This Roy Duffer guy is really popular.
Sorry for going behind your back, guys.
I'm just telling you this right now. You could not be having him act shadier.
Yeah, this guy is thinking like mob boss or something like that.
Yeah, he's thinking that Vargas was a corrupt cop.
Yeah, he's there's really no way to go about saying that because, well, Joseph realized that, hey, it is kind of corruption.
All right.
That's kind of what...
That was he closes the cell phone. Sorry about that. Eddie, sits back down, puts the phone aside. You and your friends are sort of on the book retired police officers?
Yes, my other friend, one of my other friends is the one that's was a personal friend of Vargas's.
I see. What are you here for in this hour? It's pretty early in the morning.
It's the four of us have some difficulty getting out, and it's a bit silly, but mostly nocturnal.
Uh, uh, what?
We only really get to do things at night. We have other obligations during the day.
He looks confused.
I'm sorry, I'm going off on a bit of...
You could not be shadier right now.
I'm just laughing.
I'm not. This could really bite us in the ass.
I see. It doesn't look like he sees.
My main reason for coming here was to get to know you because we to help to help with Astoria, we rely on having a close personal connection with. We rely on having a close personal connection with Vargas, and I'm hoping to reach that with you.
I see.
I'm not asking for anything illegal or anything even immoral. It's just we how to phrase it. We have certain things that we do not like to make public.
Could not sound shadier.
Danger, Wilkinson, danger.
Alright. Could go ahead and have you make a roll here. Let's see. Go ahead and let me make sure I get this right, what I'm going to be asking you to roll for here. Alright. I want you to give me a charisma plus expression at difficulty 8.
He's going to be dropping a willpower on this.
All right.
And does enchanting voice at least help?
It is just primarily just talking, so...
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that'll help. So what does the enchanting voice thing do for you then, Joseph? Or Sean, rather.
-2 difficulty.
Okay, then take it down to 6. You spent a point of willpower for 1 success, and you've got 1, 2, 3 successes attached. The hard police veteran goes, ah, all right. Seems as if, some of perhaps initial suspicions have been allayed, but him being a veteran police officer, it's probably a weird situation you're putting him in right now.
Oh, most certainly. He's going to be in much weirder situations very soon. That sounded very bad.
So you're here in representing your friends, one of whom was a personal friend of Vargas, to let me know that you have interest in how Astoria is?
How Astoria is, how uh, uh, things that sometimes will give Vargas information that we have that the police may not come across. And in return, he just makes sure that we're kept in the loop on how the investigations go. Things that the police may otherwise have trouble getting, just to make sure that Astoria is a very safe place to live.
So you're private investigators?
Uh, we can be. We helped Vargas a couple of times, a couple of small things when he needed some more help searching into things that he wasn't sure about or things like that. That said, it's also just personal interests in Astoria.
And you're on the books?
For the most part, yes, a lot of stuff was on books. That said, some of it was things that are, we gave him information that it uh, he may not have otherwise been able to verify, and I don't know how well he kept his books. I don't know how well he documented everything. Some of the information we gave him was of a sensitive nature, and he very well may not have noted everything on out of a personal respect to us.
Personal respect to you. I see. He furrows his brows. He still looks quite confused. Who are the names of your friends?
Uh, David, Marcus, and Byron.
First names don't exactly help me, Mr. Chung. There are many Davids and Marcuses.
That said, we were very much always on a first-name basis, and my friends and I value our security. We've been attacked in the past repeatedly, and no offense, I am sure you're a great person, but
Could you sound more like the Mafia?
No, no, I couldn't. Um, we... Damn it. Uh, we, we, tr- we, we value our security very highly, and there are a great many people that would want to hurt or even kill us. We try to keep ourselves safe, and even if I believe you're a great person, I'd be very uncomfortable telling you who exactly my friends are. We are the owners of Astoria Estates, if you would like to investigate us further.
Okay. We're going to have another roll here. And adjusted for your enchanting voice, this is going to be a charisma plus expression at difficulty 7. So the base difficulty ends up being 9.
What was that?
Don't fuck.
Charisma plus expression, adjusted its difficulty 7.
Don't fuck up.
I mean, it's a little bit too late for that. This is basically damage control.
That looks like 3 successes. Yeah. So the veteran police officer, newly minted deputy inspector, slowly nods. All right then, Mr. Chung. I am undoubtedly sure if you care so much about Astoria that we will speak once again, along with your David, Byron, and Marcus. As of now, the deputy inspector looks over his boxes. I have a lot of things to dip into, and I'm currently stretching myself beyond my normal working hours. So, perhaps another time that would fit your nocturnal bill, then. Do you have a means by which I may contact you?
Joseph will give him his number.
The deputy inspector writes it down. All right then, he stands up. Well, I assume that you can see yourself out?
Yes. That said, one thing I'd like to mention is that moving up in the world, you start to realize that the world is a very much more dangerous and darker place than a lot of people realize. And with that, he's going to use his second dot of dementation.
Okay, describe that for us.
Essentially, he can give people nightmares.
Alright, you speak to the victim, you spend a blood point, and you roll manipulation plus subterfuge with the difficulty of his perception plus self-control. Okay. I know what that is.
Yeah. So manipulation, subterfuge.
Yep.
I want to see him bot. Just because I think it'd be...
He slowly nods. Good morning, Mr. Chung.
Good morning. And he'll walk out. And with that said, I like to apologize to the coterie for kind of going to fuck you guys a little bit.
You fucked
Was
yourself, really. You're the only one
Yeah.
whose full name was given.
Yeah, that said,
He comments on how, I can't do anything with first names. He just gives the other people his Byron, David, and Joseph, and Marcus.
yeah, I did not go in without the knowledge that he was going to sound like a mob boss for a while. That said, Joseph does intend to kill him, so it will become clear in the future.
So, did you like the driver's seat of the bus that much?
Hey, I thought it was time for Joseph to be in the driver's seat running over everyone else once.
He does that constantly.